Hello, my sweet friend. It's Christina, and welcome to a new episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Hello, my sweet friends. Welcome to the Art Cake Coach podcast. My name is Cristina Revalo. I'm a sugar paste modeling artist, a teacher, a coach for cake artists, Cake Friends Day creative community manager, award-winning cake decorator, and representative of international cake competitions. I'm so happy to have you here. If you are a cake artist, a cake enthusiast, or a baker who is seeking some help in anything related to your time management, social media management, setting your goals for yourself or your business, your mindset towards your business, or even a few hints of how to be part of the international cake community, cake collaboration, and cake competitions, you are in the right place. So welcome to today's episode. Well, hello, my sweet friends. Welcome to this episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Christina here, your host of the show. Today is a very special episode, and I'm going to tell you why. Because we are achieving, I say we because I always include we in everything that we do, right? I do it myself, but for me, it's for everyone, and everybody is part of this family. So let me rephrase this. The Art Cake Coach podcast, it's turning just 1 year old. I cannot believe it was on May last year that I started this journey with this podcast. And I have no words to express how amazed I am on how this turned out to be. Because I didn't have much expectations. I was not thinking that, this is going to be an instant hit and I'm going to be making money with this. No way. The purpose was always to serve and to help the community. And we're going to talk a little bit about that later in the episode. And it's just mind-blowing how much love and support I've been having from the cake community, and how well you have accepted this crazy idea of a cake artist, our podcast for cake artists that doesn't talk about cakes, which is crazy, but you have been quite open to the idea and so supportive. And I have no words. I have no words to thank you all, people who's listening, for this support. So today's episode is a little bit of like I call the personal ones. I'm just going to be reviewing what we did during this year. What did we talk about? What episodes were more successful? And you can help me figure it out. Why? And especially what I have learned in this experience. And a year later, what is the real mission of the Art Cake Coach podcast? So stay tuned. Don't go away. And just accompany me to this beginning of a new year and a new journey for the Art Cake Coach podcast. So like I had mentioned before, I think I mentioned it in the previous episode, and I was talking to Pete Tidwell from The Mighty Baker, also a podcast, and I'm very honored to be invited to his podcast. Later this afternoon, we will be recording this episode, and he will be invited to this podcast as well. So we're going to do a very beautiful collaboration. And I was telling him that for me, the podcast is like my confessionary, because it's just, for me, I'm telling you right now, I can describe you. I am actually standing up because I've been having some issues with my back. So I cannot be sitting down for a long time. So I am actually standing up. I'm closed in my studio, the office, where I have the computer and I have all the programs to work this podcast. The shades are down because it's a sunny, warm day. I'm just facing a blank wall and just talking to the computer, literally. But everything that I do that is born in this space has reached so much, and it gets me. I mean, this is a comfortable space for me, but it has translated to be a comfortable space for all of you. And I think that's the magic of this podcast, and that's what I am celebrating. I have received beautiful feedbacks and comments from the most unexpected people, from the most unexpected places. I was just looking at the statistics to talk a little bit about the successes of the podcast and how far it has come. And I was amazed that I mean, there's people in Israel who's listening to me right now, and for me, I'm just here in my safe space in my office, just talking to you. So a big shout out to everyone around the world that is taking a little bit of time in their lives to listening to me. I am forever grateful for that, and I appreciate all of you. So yes, today the Art Cake Coach podcast is turning one. It's actually not today. It started in the month of May. Actually, the first episode was released by the end of May, but I decided to start in the beginning of the month to have like this celebration of the first year of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Because everything started before the release of the episode. Of course, before I was, searching how to create a podcast, what platform should I use. So everything started around May. So we're going to decide that May is our celebration month. This podcast has touched so many topics. And the funny thing is, I think it's only a 10% of the topics that talks directly about cakes. I said this in the intro. I have a mission of making cake artists understand that a cake business is not just about eggs and flour and chocolate and sugar. It's so much more. But I'm not going to reveal more because we're going to be talking about the mission at the end of this episode. I just want to go and recap everything that we have talked about in this episode. And when I say we, I said me, because it's me talking here, but you have listened. So for me, even though you cannot answer back, for me it's a conversation. We have talked about how to build a community, and it's funny, it's one of the top episodes of this podcast. I don't know if it's because it's one of the first one is the second episode after the welcome. And it's funny. People usually start from the beginning. They like to, let me see what this is about. So they go to the first and the second episode. But actually, I had got some feedback from people wondering about cake communities because either they have a cake community that somehow is not working. When I mean cake communities, I mean a group of following, a Facebook group or a chat group, something that they can be in touch with their peers or sometimes their clients, and for some reason hasn't been working well for them. And they were surprised of how well Cake Friends Stay Creative worked for me and how I share that in the episode. And I took that into consideration, and I will be doing a new episode on cake community soon, I promise. But funny enough, it's one of the top episodes. We have talked about time management, about prioritizing, about cake collaborations and cake competitions, about our business after the pandemic. We have talked about business a lot. Even with our guests, we already had like 5 interviews in this year with amazing people. And I have to say, Anna Stashkina and Portia Kimball, you are in the top ones. The top listen episodes of this podcast are thanks to you. So thank you so much for sharing your knowledge on business here for my community. We have talked about imposter syndrome, about how to handle negative comments, about niche, focus, things you can control, procrastination, ways to say no, your mindset, your social media, teaching. There was a beautiful episode about talent versus consistency. For me, it's one of my favorites. It's funny because it's not one of the favorites of the community, but it's one of my favorites. That happens sometimes. You record an episode and you feel, oh, this is going to be a hit. I'm so good. I'm in the zone. I'm saying everything that needs to be said. People's going to listen. And then crickets. It happens. But I mean, it's there, it's out there, it's online. Somebody will listen to it and take advantage of that. We have talked about ideas for your customers, things that you can do to make your customers want to come back. Of course, we have dedicated the whole beginning of this year to the goal setting, to the time management. And another or 2 more of my favorite episodes is the story that we tell ourselves and how that affects ourselves and our business, and gratitude, just to be grateful. Again, one of my top episodes, not necessarily one of the most listened to, because I understand. I mean, you enter this, the Art Cake Coach podcast. Okay, it must be about cakes, right? Probably she's going to give me recipes or ideas how to improve the batter of my chocolate cake, or ideas for my cake to grow in the oven. Maybe tips on decorating, or where can I find products to decorate my cakes. And there I am talking about setting goals and time management and niche and focus and control and procrastination. Okay, I get you. You were expecting something else. But the beauty of this year is that little by little, drop by drop, people, when I said people, is my cake community, bakers, cake artists, cake decorators, you have started to understand how important all of these things that I'm talking about are. I can say they are as equally important as how to decorate your cakes. So for that, I'm thankful that you're still listening and that you're still in the other side of this microphone. And today's episode is brought to you by Saracino, not only because I use their products, especially their sugar paste modeling products called Pasta Model that I use for all my collaboration and competition pieces, but also with their free monthly magazine, We Love Pastry, a magazine filled with absolutely incredible, easy to follow, and unique tutorials created by very talented artists from around the world. We have interested interviews and blogs, and there are always ways to win products from the Saracino family. You can download it for free every month, and I will be leaving the links to their webpage so you can enjoy this great magazine every month. Thank you, Saracino, and thank you, We Love Pastry Monthly Magazine, for being part of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Okay, guys, I have to tell you something. I should keep doing this episode standing up because I feel like I'm preaching here and I'm really in the zone. It just got me to stand up from my chair. Who would have thought of that? So continue with my my big thank you card for you. That's what this episode is about. Is a big thank you card to all of the listeners and all of the people who's in the other side, and just a celebration of how far this podcast has come, and a wish. And I'm not going to say a wish because I mean, come on, Christina, you talk about goal settings and you talk about how you have to be, on point with your goals. So it's not a wishing list. My goal is that this episode reaches way more people next year, and other goals that we're going to talk about in just a second. First, let's talk about statistics. Boring. Yes, boring. We're not going to talk about statistics. I'm not going to bother you with that, but I have to share with you guys. I cannot believe this podcast has reached 1,758 repetitions of episodes. Can you believe this? I mean, that is crazy. The things that I said had been listened to 1,758 times. I mean, I don't think even my husband is that patient. It's crazy. We're talking about 46 different countries. Come on. I mean, I'm over the moon. It's like I cannot believe this because, like I said, I'm in my safe space. I'm right here. I'm still in awe. And I was talking about that with one of my coaches that she's in Canada. I know you're listening to this, honey. And we were talking about that. Remember about how in awe and how amazed we still are with all this technology that we can just chat, and you're in Canada and I'm in Portugal. That's crazy. So knowing that I have people from, United States, United Kingdom, Portugal, of course, Australia, Netherlands, Germany, Ireland, Romania, Canada, Philippines, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Turkey, New Zealand, Uganda, Nigeria, France, Saudi Arabia. They're listening to me. Thank you. Thank you so much. I have no words to thank you. And if you're there, if you're listening, please, 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 please send a comment. You can now send comments on Spotify. You can give me a review or send me a question, ask me a question. You can even, I think now you can even send me an audio question or just say hello. I would love to hear your story. I would love to hear what are your needs. Don't be shy. Don't be ashamed of asking whatever it is that you have to ask. It's not going to go public right away. I would listen to it first. But I would love to hear the needs of everyone who's in the other side of this microphone. What do you want? What do you expect? What is the thing that you want to do most or learn about? What can I help you with? I would love to hear that. Like I said, we had so many amazing cake artists here in this year. 5 interviews that are worth, 1,000 interviews. Anna Stashkina and Portia Kimball. I mean, they nailed it with their business perspective. Karen McFadden, also so on point with business. Maite del Ángel, Mark Kevin Reyes. I mean, you guys rock. You are amazing. And of course, the first ever interview, my sweet Miriam Pearson. I mean, you have been a support for me since day one, and I appreciate you for that. Now, let's move to the fun part. No, it's not fun, but that's actually the recap part. What have I learned from this podcast? Well, I sat down this morning and I wrote down a few things. One of them is consistency. And I think I've talked about this in the episode. Consistency pays off. I mean, I do record some episodes in advance, and you can schedule them for certain days. But honestly, personally, I like to stand up here every Tuesday and record it because it's fresh, you know? It's like eating a frozen cake or eating a fresh baked cake. It tastes differently, right? So when I'm standing here right now, when I'm standing here talking to you guys every Tuesday, it's like you're in the moment. You're listening to what I'm feeling right now, to my true emotions this day. And for me, it's the day. It has to go out. It has to be there. There are some episodes that are recorded, but there are Tuesdays that I'm just busy. I think once or twice I had to release an episode on a Wednesday because either I was on vacation or I couldn't sit down on a Tuesday to do it. Sometimes I'm busy, sometimes I'm sick. There are a couple of episodes here where my voice sounds like this because I had a flu. But still I was here. So consistency has been the key. Every Tuesday, no matter what. I mean, I have to tell you, I'm more consistent on the podcast than on my diets. And it shows up. I mean, that's how you get results, by being consistent. And that's one big takeaway from this. There are things that when you have a clear purpose and a clear goal, you just do it. You just do it every single week or every single day. Same with Cake Friends Stay Creative. I think that is one of the keys of success on the things that I do, is consistency. The other thing that I've learned is to work with my peers. As I mentioned before, the most listened to episodes are the interviews with Anna Stashkina, number 1, and with Portia Kimball, who's I think in number 3 in the statistics, or number 4. And if I hadn't reached to them, I mean, probably there will be another episode there, but I would have deprived you from listening to experts, to people who have achieved it, who have done it, who had success, and who are a living proof that you can be successful as a cake artist. So what if I was, this kind of cake artist or person that says, no, this is my podcast, so you're only going to listen to me. I'm not going to invite anybody because they're going to take away my audience. I mean, there's people who think like that. If I were that person, you wouldn't have the information that you have available now. I would not have the results of the episodes that I have right now. And I especially wouldn't have learned so much from these people. So working with my peers has been one of the biggest takeaways. Today, as I mentioned, I'm going to be starting a collaboration with Pete Tidwell from The Mighty Baker, who also is a podcaster. He also is a cake artist who's now a coach, who's doing mainly what I'm doing. I could be like, oh, he's a threat. I'm not going to talk to him. He's my competition. No, he's not. He is my peer, and he's doing something that I'm doing too, and we're learning from each other. Actually, I call him because I wanted him to coach me. We all need coaches. Even the coach needs a coach. And that's how everything started. And I think we're going to do a very beautiful collaboration between the two of us that is going to reach more people. And our goal is the same. And we're going to talk about the goal at the end, not yet, but it's the same. So working with my peers instead of seeing that everyone is a competition and there can only be one Art Cake Coach podcast and one Christina. No, I hope there are many Christinas out there. And I encourage you, if you want to be in my shoes, if you want to do it, if you want to launch that podcast or have that group or coach somebody, do it. Just do it. And that comes to the next learning point, which was knock on that door. I mean, take that leap of faith and just believe that you can do it. Just do it. I will actually put the word believe afterwards, because that leap of faith is just that, is faith. You believe while you are jumping that there's going to be something in the other side. And it's a mixture of, you take the leap of faith or you knock on that door. I'm going to explain what that means for me as a cake artist. And in the process, you go from, it might work, it might not work, but when you're almost reaching the end, it's like, you know what? I don't care the outcome. I did it. And then great things happen. I'm going to explain why. All of the sponsors that are sponsoring, and I have to give a big shout out to all my sponsors here in the Art Cake Coach podcast, because it all started because they're kind of my friends and they know me, but not all of them were my friends first. They became my friends through the podcast. First of all, big shout out to Saracino. Sylvia, if you're listening, big shout out to you. And the We Love Pastry magazine, because you were the first one to say, yeah, let's do that. Let's collaborate. Let's sponsor you. And there was nothing to compare what I was doing. Not another podcast, not another person, not another anything. So it's crazy. It's crazy that people like Sylvia, like Kelly for Delicious Magazine, my friends at the Cake Collective, Resarco Products, my sweet Mayatina, the Cake Circle with Karen McFadden, all of them, they just gave me a chance. They gave me a chance to do it. They gave me a chance, like, okay, let's walk with you. Let's see what happened. And I hope this has been successful for them, as it has been successful for me. And I am truly, truly, absolutely thankful to all of you for being here with me. Another takeaway, big takeaway, is be you. Just be you. I probably started the podcast because I wanted to be like other people who had podcasts. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm going to do what she's doing. But not because I wanted to be them. I wanted to try to do the podcast. Actually, my husband was the one that was always like, you should have a podcast. You should do a podcast. And I did it. And one of the keys of the success, if any, that I've had, I think so. Come on, you did have success, Christina. Is just me. Like I said, I'm so comfortable here in my little room talking to you guys that it's me. Actually, I think it's one of the moments of the week that I really allow myself to shine and be just me and say whatever's on my mind, whatever I think of, and of course always trying to help you guys, but just be you. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop comparing yourself or wanting to be other artists. Just be you, because there's one you. And I'm sure you're like, because I'm at the point sometimes and it's like, I cannot listen to this. You know what? Again, it's like, yes, you're unique. There's only you. Nobody's like you. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I do not believe to the point like we're, very special snowflakes, like one person that I took a course with said, and you're so special that you don't do anything and just rely on being special. No, you have to put the work. You have to knock on the door. You have to be consistent. But what comes out of you has to be you. If you put out a persona or an avatar of what you should be or should look like, forget it. It's not going to work. And I remember when I went to Birmingham last year, one beautiful comment that I had from someone there who is part of Cake Friends Stay Creative said, "Oh, Christina, what is so amazing is that you are the same person online on the group as you are here." It's like, because it's me. It's just me. It's effortless because it's me. So be you. Stop being somebody else. So that's another big takeaway. And last but not least, I wrote down serve and help. When you're doing things, I don't make money with this podcast, people. I'm here consistently just because I want to put the word out there and share with you all of the things that I share. And it's purely from service. When you serve and you help others, it comes back to you many times multiply. I have no words to explain how true that is. And if you're sitting there thinking, no, that's just another one of those, self-assurance BS that people said to themselves, like, if you serve, things will come back. They do. They do come back. They do come back in the most unexpected forms. Maybe it's not the way you were thinking that it's going to come back, but they do come back multiplied. So serving and helping has served me and helped me. Big takeaway from this year of the Arcade Coach podcast. And finally, like I said, I was going to leave the goals and the mission to the last part of this episode. After I went through all of the things that I did, all of the things that I talk about, all of the episodes, the statistics, and what I have learned from the Arcade Coach podcast, I realized that it was like doing an assessment of everything that started a year ago and where I was a year ago, what were my expectations and my goals until today. It hasn't changed much, but I think the focus is way more clear now. Is I can see through a clean lens. And the mission of the Arcade Coach podcast, and my mission as a cake coach or as a coach for cake artists, is number one, unite the cake community. I cannot stand anymore people talking bad about their peers, comparing themselves, sometimes even tearing their business apart through, social media comments. I have seen it all. I have even seen people calling the authorities to go to somebody else's bakery to check if they were on point with everything. And it was taped by another baker. I have seen people fight over prices, over clients, over, fame. I have seen people reach a certain amount of fame that they feel gods and untouchable by the rest of all of us mortals down in the ground. All of this in the cake world. I have seen hate. I have seen disappointment. I have seen sadness, giving up on their cake business and on their cake dreams because of external factors related to other cake artists. I need to stop that. That is my mission. It's no. It's going to be a no under my watch. If I am here, and that this is funny because this feeling started many years ago when I started in the cake and the cake decorating world. here in Portugal. I mean, in a small community, and I said like, that's not me. It's like in my heart, the blueprint, that is in my heart, the belief that is in my heart, tells me that this is wrong, and it's wrong. It's just wrong, because now I am the living proof that when you do exact the opposite, it works. I think I told you guys. I mean, I was just a home baker. I've never had a bakery. I've never had a big space to teach. I always teach in somebody else's space or online or on a rented place. I've done cakes from home for 15 years. And suddenly, when I created Cake for Stay Creative and all of this started to happen 3 years ago, I moved from being nobody in the cake world to being invited to demonstrate for one of the top brands like Saracino on one of the top events like this Cake International. I was sitting there teaching people with their modeling paste, and I was like, I cannot believe this. I'm here. After only 3 years, I mean, 3 years ago, nobody knew I existed. I walk around and people's like, I know you, can I take a picture with you? I was like, what? You want to take a picture? Why? I don't believe it. And I don't say this to brag. I'm saying this for you guys to understand that when you do things from your heart and your values are true and you're there to help and to serve anyone in your cake community, not only your clients and not only your friends or your people, anyone in a cake community, everything comes back to you multiplied. So that's my goal, and that's not my goal, that's my mission. I'm going to unite this cake community in a positive mindset of sharing and believing in the importance of your peers, regardless of their level of expertise, regardless on how famous or not they are. And the second part of my mission is for you, my cake friend, my sweet cake friend, my cake artist, cake decorator, baker, who's in the other side of this microphone, to understand how important it is for your cake business to take care of you with your mindset, your time management, your goal setting, with understanding everything that is related to the cake business that is not baking, and putting that on point, to the point that you are on point as a person, because our business and our cake communities and everything that we do, it's directly related to how we feel and how we are. So my mission is for you to understand how important that is and to invest in that part. Invest with money, invest with time, invest with the knowledge, but invest in you as much as you can, because it's not a waste of time. It's equally important to learn the latest cake decorating technique than to learn a proper mindset for your business, or how to manage your time, or how to set achievable goals. All of this is important. So that's my mission. Only 2. See, when the beginning of last year, I had like 10 10 statements, but today is just 2. Unite the cake community, and for you to understand how important it is to take care of you and your business, as important as buying another cookie cutter or taking another class with another cake artist or learning the latest cake decorating technique. Oh my goodness. So I've been perching today. I'm telling you, I'm going to do this standing up next time too. It changes the whole dynamic of the episode. I'm like moving around, I'm like that. I don't know if you can hear my feet, but or my shoes, of course, but I'm moving. I'm creating energy here, and I hope you can feel it on the other side. So with this, I leave you guys celebrating 1 year of the Art Cake Coach podcast, hoping that we can celebrate many, many more together, hoping for more successes for the podcast, and especially for a lot of successes for you. And I'm going to give you a small gift. As it is our birthday, my birthday, the Arcade Coach, the podcast birthday, I will give you guys a gift. I'm going to be leaving the link here in this episode so you can book a free coaching call of half an hour with me so I can listen to you. I need to listen to you. What are your needs? How can I help you? Okay, so it's totally free to just book the date that is best for you and the hour that works for you, and we can sit down and chat online. That is my gift to all of you. And with that, my friends, with a big, big, big thank you for being in the other side of this microphone, from taking away all of the wonderful things that had been said in this episode, and learning about consistency, working with my peers, knocking on that door. Just do it. Just knock on that door. What is the worst thing that can happen? They say, no, well, you knock on another one. Be yourself and serve and help. With all of those takeaways and my clear mission, remember, we're going to unite this cake community in a positive way, and I'm going to make all of you really understand the importance of taking care of your time, your goals, and yourself. With that, I say goodbye, my friends. As I always say, goodbye. Stay safe and stay creative. See you next time. My sweet, sweet friend, if you liked this episode, if you love this podcast, I will kindly ask you to leave me a started review, whatever you're listening to this episode. That is available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and I think a couple of other ones. But in any of those, just leave me a review. Leave me a couple of stars or 5 stars if you like it. So people will find this episode, the algorithm will put it out there, and more of our K community will benefit from it. Share it with your friends. Download the episode and share them. Share them on your social media and tag me, because I will answer you back. Of course I will. And send me comments, send me your review, send me your feedback. Even if you don't agree with anything that I say, I would love to hear your opinion. You can find me in any of my social media accounts. I will be leaving the links here on this episode description. I'm on Facebook as The Art Cake Experience. I am on Instagram at Christina_The Art Cake Experience. Or you can even find me on YouTube, my YouTube channel, The Art Cake Experience channel. So thank you so much for listening. And please leave me your review and leave me your comments and your feedback. I would love to hear what you have to say about any of this episode.